Hey YouTube, it's Project Prepper 42, and I'm just checking in and going over some of the supplies that I picked up for Walmart this week for our bug out bags, or get home bags, or whatever kind of bag that you're building. And I want to talk about some of the things that you might want to look into when you go out and pick up the stuff. Um, the first thing that I picked up was this knife. I did not have a knife that had easy access to in my get home bag, so I chose this one because there's paracord here. It has a belt loop which I connected a clip to it so I can clip it to the outside of my bag, and it also came with a fire starter. Um, this knife is pretty durable. As soon as I buy stuff like this, I go out and test it. I cut a couple of branches, threw it down on the ground a couple of times just because I don't want to be out. I don't want to buy something and keep it put up, and then once the zombies do start running around trying to eat everybody, if I go to get this knife and it falls and breaks, then it's kind of it's better to test this stuff out before you say, okay, I'm going to use it. So it stood up to some of the things that I did to it, so that's why I do have it on my bag. So the one thing that was a little bit misleading was this ferro rod. When I picked it up, it looked like this whole thing was the rod itself, but actually there's just one small little piece of rod right here for the fire starter, which it was kind of disappointing when I opened it up, but I guess it came with it, and I have several of them, so it doesn't matter one way or another. But just know that before you go pick it up. I paid about $9 for this, and so I think it was worth it. The last thing that I picked up, I was super excited, and I couldn't believe how much I paid for it. I paid $5 for this folding stove, which is right here in front of me, and it came with 8 of these little tablets. So as soon as I got home, I wanted to try it out and see how good it worked, and it works great. I put some water in this pan, so I'm going to start it up to show you how good it works and how quick it gets the water boiling. Like I said, this thing was only like $5, so I could not believe how well it worked. These little tablets that it came with, and by the way, it does not start off this easy. I had to get this started first before I did the video because it does take a little bit of time to get going. But these little tablets burn for, I think the box said 18 minutes. So this is something well spent for $5. I got home, and the first thing I did was put a pot of water on it to see how quick it got boiling, and it does a great job. And when I was checking out, they had this little container of candy that they're really good too, by the way. I went on and picked this up, and after I ate the candy, I thought, there ought to be something I can use this container for, and I've made a little fire tin out of this. If there's somebody who needs some fire starting with some matches and stuff like this is something that I can give to somebody that isn't going to hurt me one way or another. Inside of it, I have some candles and the straws, matches, another pack of matches, and the knife, the Bic lighter, and my strikers as well. So all that fits in here nicely and fits in your bag or whatever that you have. The water is now just starting to bubble up at the bottom, so this is awesome. I'm so happy that I found this, and like I said, for $5 you can't pass this up. And regardless of where you live, I feel that these are some pretty safe things to pack in your kit, just because regardless if you live in the city, if you live in the country, wherever you live, you're always going to need a good sturdy knife. You're always going to need a way to cook your food. And if you went and bought and picked up the supplies that I showed you a couple of weeks ago for your bug out bag. Now you have your mess kit, and you will have a way to cook on it instead of hanging it over the fire or whatever. This is a quick and easy way to cook your food, and the water is now starting to boil. So that's how quickly this stuff works. I guess the only bad side about this is it does take a long time for this to cool down before you can pack it back in your kit, but that's no big deal for as well as this thing works. But anyways, I want to thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe and help this channel grow, and share it with your friends, your family, and like always, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought, and as always, keep on prepping. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.